From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
'Cause you know, so take it real slow, you know, everything goes better, wow. So you know, so take it real slow, you know, everything goes better, wow.
It's Friday, January 25th, 2019, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studios on the ones and twos, our illustrious engineer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
Still with the longest intro. On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
On the Skype line from the tundra of Nashville, Tennessee, Tyler Huckabee.
Hey, everybody.
And just down the road from Tyler, author, speaker, podcaster, cowgirl extraordinaire, Annie F. Downs.
Good morning, gents. That's why I'm recording from my house, because it was too cold to go to the office.
How cold is it?
What?
Yeah,
It was
how
just too
cold is it,
cold.
Annie?
When I lived in Nashville, when there was like a quarter inch of ice, the city shut down. Like it just
Yeah.
I know that nobody tunes into this podcast for hot takes on the weather because we've got more important things to discuss. But if you'll give me a parentheses, just to discuss, just like a short, we're going into grandpa mode here. Like
Okay.
if my parents are listening, if their parents are listening, this is your chance to talk about weather. Nashville does not handle its inclement weather very well. It's embarrassing.
This gives me a
It's-
good chance to plug my new weather podcast, in which I wildly speculate about the weather conditions in various cities based on no data or reasonable information. It's just pure speculation. I don't even know where some of these cities are. It's kind of a geography podcast too, because
the thing about Florida's winter is we get the cold snaps that come down from you guys, but we get them for like a day. Right, so it'll get chilly for a day, and then the next day is back to normal. Yesterday we had a chilly day, and I'm getting ready this morning. Open up the weather app, and it says, "Oh wow, it's in the 40s outside, high of 60." I wear a very thick hoodie to work. Okay, get in the car. The car said it's already 60. The radio said the high today is 74. And then I realized that my app hadn't updated, and I'm sweating right now in this very heavy hoodie.
I got a really big problem. I know this is talking about old manish rant, but I got a really big problem when the high and the low have 20, 25 degrees apart. I could randomly pick two high and a low based on the time of year within 20 degrees. Like they got Dopplers. Nobody even knows what a Doppler is, but they got Dopplers all over the country.
It's a type of radar system.
Taking measurements. They got the satellites. We have the best technology. Technology has never been better than now. And they can't give me better than 20 degrees between 40 and 60. Guess
That's
what?
a big
Most
stretch.
days of the year, you could say most days of the year are between 40 and 60. What do you need the Dopplers
It wasn't saying my high was between 40 and 60. It was saying the low was 40 and the high was 60. But it was yesterday's weather that I was looking at, not today.
And you just dressed for the day you wanted to have yesterday.
I dressed for
Jesse's
yesterday.
point stands, I think, because that is irritating, and it makes me kind of doubt the whole weather industry.
Yeah.
The whole
Big weather.
the whole scan. Because if big weather, if all they're going to do is give me like a rough zone, like
Who gives you a rough zone?
That's basically
Well,
like a
Okay, but
temperate
that's
climate.
why
What are you
gotta look
talking
at the
about?
hour to hour, because it's the 20 stretch is going to give you the high at like 2 p.m.
Right.
and what happens at 10 p.m. when
They
it's
I
don't
think you
know.
guys are
They have
reading your
no
apps
idea.
wrong. They do.
We are
They give
fighting
you
about
what? They
this.
give you a specific degree for the high.
That's like me being a sports analyst. It's like, well, the Patriots, here's my prediction for the Super Bowl. The Patriots could win by 20 or they could lose by at least 20. It's going to be in that window. It's like, okay, I got it. Literally, I don't need sophisticated technology and analysis to come up with a wide range like that. Just tell me.
It's not a range.
Use
It
an
is
algorithm.
today.
Use a weather
At one-
algorithm or something.
No, it's not. It's at one point it will be 40 at the lowest, and at the highest today it'll be 60. It is the range of the day, not
40
a
to
range.
60 is like a very standard, like that's a safe bet. And as long as you land within 15 degrees on either side of it, you're
Nobody's-
still
Would y'all
within the
feel
margin.
better if it
You're
was
like,
like
oh, well,
42
you know
to
how it is around
63?
here.
Would y'all feel better if it wasn't an
Yeah.
exact
We've talked.
20?
Listen, we've talked about this long enough.
And also, this was yesterday.
For the money that is invested, this is absurd. You know,
All I know is at some point during this show, I might lose this sweatshirt because I'm sweating like a pig in this thing.
Okay, well,
so
we
there
should.
you go.
Yeah, well, we got a lot to get to anyway. I loaded, in case you missed it today. I loaded
It's on my phone not updating. That's what it's
If
on.
you guys,
They want you to blame yourself. Don't buy into their skit. That's not fair to you. You are a thoughtful consumer.
Hey, it's a little, that's called foreshadowing. It's a little tease. I might lose the sweatshirt. I'm just saying. It's a little.
Stick with us.
Stay
Put the kids to
tuned.
bed. Put the kids to bed, ladies and gentlemen. It's relevant by night.
after dark.
We have a great show in store for you. Coming up later, we talked to Jenn Johnson from Bethel.
Big time.
She's joining us, and also I might not have my sweatshirt on later in the show.
Sure. Jen's looking forward to being involved with this podcast.
Yeah, she's already, we're actually, even though they have an album literally coming out today, January 25th, Victory from Bethel Music, we talked about the weather the entire time, her predictive weather powers. It's a fascinating interview, which will also be used on my new podcast called What Should I Wear Today? And that's what I
I was so waiting. We all just sat
What should I-
quietly for the name of the podcast.
Gotta let him finish it. There it is. Okay, there. Hey, speaking of podcasts, Annie, you were a guest on my podcast, Unedited, this week. And I noticed some of the initial feedback coming in. A lot of people had thoughts about it. And one guy said, you couldn't get on Annie's show, so you just had to invite her onto your show. Did you notice that one? Did you see that one?
I may have seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I may have seen that one.
Really?
Interesting take, that guy has.
That's an interesting take.
Cameron, we've talked about this multiple times
I don't
where
know.
we emailed you and asked you to be on the show. And my assistant Eliza calls you back and says, I just got an email back from Cameron about being on the podcast. And he said no.
I said, what about at the end of the summer? And all I know is that was 6 months ago. So.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I offered to be on numerous times, but the stipulation, we only speculate about the weather conditions in cities around the world.
Sounds good. Sounds good, Jesse. Let's book it.
Cities around the world.
London, I think it's going to be a foggy day. What else you got, Annie? How's San Paulo? Yeah. How's San Bernardino this morning?
Well, moving the show along, it is time for our weekly look back at what happened in culture and entertainment. It's a big one this week. It's time for
In case you missed it.
In case you missed it, this week, James Corden, Elizabeth Banks, Will Arnett, and Chris Pratt went to space camp.
Yes.
The same one y'all went to.
The same one. The
actual
same
space
jumpsuits
camp,
and everything.
Same jumpsuits.
and
everything.
same jokes.
So the Lego Movie 2, which is coming out, is set in space. So they went there to promote the space thing, you know, the space theme. During the trip, not only did they test the patience of their space camp counselor, like somebody on this podcast, not only did they attempt a barrel roll in the simulator, like somebody on this podcast, they also abused their intercom privileges in the simulator by serenading each other with Elton John's Rocket Man, just like Jesse did when we had a simulator. All I'm saying is
they just copied you, Jesse.
Here's what I think. I think the people at Space Camp knew that this promotion was coming. They're like, you know, we had the most delightful little rascal come through here that regaled us with hilarious mischief and charm. We should replicate that with you
rascal.
talentless hacks. Will Arnett, Chris Pratt, and Elizabeth Banks, and James Corden. My theory.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I think number one, that's pretty amazing that to promote the film that the studio could get them to fly to Alabama. I mean, it's not like they're just doing the press circuit in LA or New York.
Right.
That's pretty amazing. And they spent like a whole day there shooting at Space
They
Camp.
did all the
Oh,
stuff.
did they just do one day? They didn't do the overnight. I guess they didn't do the scuba like y'all were given the opportunity, huh?
Yeah, they didn't stay at the Hilton Garden Inn or on the corner like like the real space campers.
I mean, they had to stay somewhere. That's probably the nicest place around. I mean, I don't, you know,
I
who
bet
knows?
they flew back. Don't you think? I mean, they were for sure on a private plane.
Oh, 100%. They just swooped in and
Yeah, they
swooped
just
out.
flew back, yeah.
But all I know is they posted a picture of them wearing the blue jumpsuits, walking kind of like, you know, that Apollo astronauts. And I almost posted a side by side of me and Jesse in our blue jumpsuits and did one of those Who Wore It Betters. But I think the Chris Pratt one.
I think we all know who would have won that. Yeah. And it's not those copycats
Can you believe
in the
that?
new Lego movie.
Well, here's a clip of their escapades at Space Camp.
2, 1.
Ready for launch. Lift off.
Oh my God!
Whoa! That's gonna be that's a barrel roll.
And I think it's gonna be a long
Listen to this.
Touchdown, raise me up,
Cameron, does this sound familiar to you?
Yeah, it actually does.
Plagiarism is a real crime.
Identity theft is not a joke, guys.
Do I have to line up these dots? There you go. Yeah, chase your line and go after the diamond. There you go. Bring her home, boys. Bring her home.
I was a way
Great
better
job.
captain.
Take us.
Commander.
There's something, Discovery, that you should know that we have not told you yet since you came back from that anomaly. You've been gone 18 years.
How's that? Wait, what?
Everything's changed. Welcome home, soldier.
They did the spacewalk thing, the weightless suits like I did. They did everything. My favorite line when Jesse was captaining, though, come on, was they would throw these anomalies at you, like things go wrong in space, and so you have to like work with mission control. Tell them what the error is. They tell you what to do, and it's like a teamwork thing. And Jesse was the captain. He was kind of a maverick in the cockpit,
right.
Just trying to like, just.
I don't think you told me y'all sang Rocket Man. I feel like that's new information for me.
I remember. No. We talked about that.
It was
Okay,
when
we did.
it was
I don't
when
remember that
the day of the simulator when they were taking me to the moon to do a lunar mission. I'm just like riding because I'm cargo.
Yeah.
And Jesse's bored that day because he got demoted from being captain.
Yeah, I literally go from commander to back in Houston as the low-level analyst.
It's true, he did. He went from the top position to the bottom position, but he was so bored he started singing Rocket Man and stuff on the intercom, and they were so mad at him. But when he was captain, the anomaly, the buzzers are going off or whatever, and they tell you to like punch buttons and do different things. And Jesse, and I'm like in the cargo bay or whatever, and I'm like watching Jesse on the closed circuit television, and the anomalies, and they told him to do something, and he does it, and he goes, "Crisis is averted," and then Houston goes without a beat, "Crisis is not averted." Like it was like he hadn't even done the
trying
thing.
to keep calm
He
up
was
there.
he was just trying to tell everybody it's all fine, but all the lights are still going off.
Listen. I can't have everyone panicking, freaking out. Okay, can everyone freak out again? We know where that ended last time. I want to just make this offer for James Corden. If you want me to be some kind of consulting producer for these segments, that's fine. All I ask for in exchange is that I get to plug my weather pod. That's it. That's a fair deal. You don't steal from us anymore.
Oh man,
How would they feel if tomorrow we released a movie like Toy Brick Movie 2 with us voicing beloved childhood toy
Does that
characters?
make me the Elizabeth Banks?
And of course you could be Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, you're the
Apparently,
Elizabeth Banks.
Apparently identity theft is no longer a crime in Hollywood.
And
So
listen,
what are
I'm
they going to do?
I'm changing the Jenn Johnson segment. It's now Car Lane Karaoke with Jenn Johnson, where we drive around in a car singing Bethel worship songs. A totally original, fresh idea. I really like that, James Corden.
but oddly, Jesse's still Will Arnett persona in that.
Yeah. I'm very combative with Jen. It's a very tense car ride.
I would really enjoy doing some sort of like worship branded car lane karaoke, because the most difficult part would be the very long, the riffs, all the vocal riffs you have to do.
Oh,
like
right.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
We're here, Lord. Everyone sing that. Like it would just, you have to like wave in and out for like 7 minutes. These can go on for quite a while.
There's a lot of vamping.
It's good for like, traffic and stuff. I mean, like
I guess
a
that's true
normal
depending on how
song-
long the drive is.
Yeah, a normal song would like end and then you're just sitting there. But worship, you can keep going because the spirit's moving. So you're good. Like as long as the ride ends up being
Laps
you got
around
content.
the office.
Yeah,
just take it around the block a few times.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
until the
doing this
song
with
comes in.
Bethel worship, I mean, you could have an hour car ride, maybe get through 3 songs. I mean, they can really let those things breathe.
And you could, on like game days, you see people put those like team flags in their windows, that are out the window.
Yeah.
You could do that with like worship, like praise dance flags. I mean, like this writes itself. I like it.
A big glittery dove right outside the window, just rocking
Oh,
it.
yeah. Okay.
In case you missed it this week, it was announced Finn from Star Wars is making a movie called God is Good about a gangster turned pastor. John Boyega, who played Finn in Star Wars, will executive produce this new movie. He said that God is Good is an important story that explores themes of fathers and fatherhood, toxic masculinity, race, and faith in a community that has become trapped in an unending cycle of violence and racial oppression, and where sometimes it seems for men that violence is the only way of achieving power. He's also going to launch a music label called Upper Room Records that will create the soundtrack. Upper Room, Christian.
Oh, I see what he did there. That's a lot of work. That's making a lot of announcements before he gets any of the work done.
Yeah, Andy, that sounded very doubtful that all this is. I was going to say, he's starring in Star Wars right now. He's got a little bit of clout right now. His dad's a pastor too, so he's got the church to lean on too. They go the God's not dead model
or the fame. I'm concerned about the time. That's a lot of stuff to get done. But I guess he didn't tell us he was going to have it done by next week, so he's got time.
And I'll say this, he's also launching a competing weather pod, which is very irritating. Very irritating.
Copycat. It's all over. You can't keep your intellectual property safe in 2019.
Jesse called me this week about that space camp stuff. And he's like, "Did you see Corden last night?" And I was like, "No." He said, "They went to space camp and they ripped off all of our bits and stuff." And I'm like, "No, they didn't rip off our bits. They were it's just probably every adult that does it does a barrel roll."
Just
a real coincidence.
That's what they want you to think.
I'm actually with you. I know that everyone's going to expect you and I to line up on conspiracy theories, but I am really with you that they somehow knew to do all those things. They knew. They stole y'all's bits.
Hey, in case you missed it this week, Bruce Springsteen. If you're not up on your Bruce Springsteen news, tune into our podcast. We'll always bring it to you.
Bring it on.
Bruce Springsteen ended his new Netflix concert with the Lord's Prayer. The concert film was adapted from his Springsteen on Broadway residency, and throughout the show, he talks about stories between songs, and even he opens up about his personal faith. And then before ending with Born to Run, he leads the crowd in the classic prayer. So right before Born to Run, of course, the Lord's Prayer.
Tyler, I'm sure you're a big fan of The Boss,
we
all know.
Bruce Head.
Bruce Head, is that what they're called?
I just made it up, but I'm running with it.
I love it how there's no pun. It's nothing all that clever. Just a Bruce Head.
Not Parrot Head. No, Bruce Head. That's a very New Jersey. Bruce Head. I'm a fan. Bruce. I'm a fan.
My favorite fan name, real quick, before you give us your take, Tyler, which I do want to hear as a true Bruce Head, is Perd Hapley, the newscaster in Parks and Rec, what he called his fans. The Perdverts. Listen up, Perdverts. I'll be signing books.
He was one of the best cameo characters ever invented.
Doesn't miss.
What's weird? He played a straight anchor, like a non-comedic anchor on Scandal. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was so
and
weird.
I couldn't not see him as
Perd Hapley.
Yeah.
Do you think he was do you think that he's just he came from the world of local news anchoring, and they're like, well, you've got a lane, you know what you're good at?
I have no idea. Let's get him on the show. I'm sure he's an easy get.
Oh, the Bruce take was, so this was, I do like Bruce a lot. And I think even people who don't know Bruce, they associate him with blue jeans and burgers and the good old America, sitting out, he's just
Bruce
cracking
heads.
open some cold ones, sitting in the back of his pickup truck, taking a motorcycle out on Thunder Road out to nowhere. And, he gets very, very, honest in this Broadway show about how he's never had a 9-to-5 job in his life. He doesn't work the blue collar lifestyle. He's got way too much money to be associated with the common person that's considered his fan base. And he spends a lot of time sort of dismantling that cult of authenticity that's built around him. And explain that he's writing fictional narratives. He spent his whole life writing fiction stories. And he's become associated with them, but he's never, ever in his life been a part of them, which is interesting because that's such a big authenticity is considered such a mark of a great artist, especially people like rock and roll artists. But it's not one that he considers himself to be a part of. And he's very honest and sort of, I would say shamefully, but he talks about it, opens up about how difficult that's been and how he's tried to recapture some authenticity in his later years.
You said he's written fictional stories. Do you mean his songs, or do you mean he's also writing books?
His songs are not. His songs about like the down and out loser, like at the end of his rope, just trying to get by. Scratch 2 pennies together. That's Bruce's whole brand in his music,
right?
But it's not one. But these are not things that he has personally experienced.
Sure,
he wasn't born to run.
Was he even born in the USA? Have we seen his birth certificate? Do we know that Bruce Springsteen was? After this information, I question whether he was actually born in the USA.
He's a Bruce Springsteen birth truther. He's a birther.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
man,
no,
we have a name for those too.
Yeah,
I cannot say it on this podcast. I can't say it. We get too many weird. We get too many weird conspiracy theorists listening to this anyway.
Let's just say it's closer to pervert than Bruce had.
I don't know what that meant, Jesse. Normally I get your weird riffs. I don't know what that one meant.
Oh, I mean, it's not one that most people would find flattering. It's a very derogatory term that the Bruce heads calls.
All right. In case you missed it, American Office creator Greg Daniels is teaming up with Steve Carell. We're back in the space news for a new Netflix show called Space Force. It's going to be another workplace comedy built around the people who've been tasked with creating the ambiguous sixth branch of the military. There's no word on release date, but this is absolutely a show that will be hilarious, classic, wonderful, or absolutely painful, terrible, like Fuller House.
Dude, I'm so glad that you see no middle ground here, because that's I agree with you 1,000%. It's either going to be awesome or terrible, and it's only can be those. There's no room on the spectrum.
Ground.
Yeah,
no middle ground. This could be, because I think my take is that most White House comedy of the Trump era has been bad. Like, I do not think most of it is funny, because it's tough to satire what's going on right now. And there's a lot, like the comedy, it's kind of funny enough on its own that you can't really play it up to 11.
Right.
But there's material here. There is material for a Space Force.
My fear is that Carell is going to be so trying not to be Michael Scott that he becomes this other person that nobody connects with, or like it just like a character that like it's like stop trying,
because he won't want it to be just a
derivative.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is like the whole premise of The Office was finding humor in mundanity, right? Like the characters in the show work at a
the
paper
party
company.
planning committee and all that.
Yeah, exactly. But Space Force by its very nature is exotic, weird, and funny on its own. So like there's no juxtaposition between there's like the setup and then the joke. It's like there's the joke of Space Force, which even the name is funny, but then a joke on top of it instead of a setup, knock them down. I'm just interested to see how they're going to execute it.
Yeah,
I think that there's potential, but it's really easy to see where this could go wrong.
I actually would have been more excited about it if Carell wasn't acting in it.
Yeah,
I'm concerned.
Why do you feel like that's going to take away from it?
Well, number one, I think because everybody will see him as Michael Scott, and if he's in any way, the character is in any way recognizable as Michael Scott, people will not be able to buy in that Michael Scott is working at the Space Force now, right? So he's going to, as an actor, try to make the character so absurd or amped up or over the top, probably, knowing his comedic style. He'll probably try to go over the top. And then it's like the over the top Steve Carell is my least favorite Steve Carell.
Like the Anchorman, like his character in Anchorman, I find kind of grating. I don't find him all that funny. It's just so absurd.
I'm concerned. I'm just concerned.
I think he's so funny in Anchorman.
As a person who loves The Office and loves space, I'm just concerned. These are two things that you just don't mess with.
This is more personal to you than it is to the rest of us because of your space love.
With two great loves, reruns of The Office.
If somehow they incorporated the Orlando Magic into the mix, I don't know that I could handle it. Yeah,
right.
I'll tune in.
I do think Greg Daniels has me excited because I think he was the real driving creative force behind The Office. So that gets me excited. And I think that there's material, like kind of going more the Veep direction, where you're tearing down the artifice around these narratives that we've built in DC about how like powerful and unflappable they all are. I think you could do it. I just haven't seen anybody do it very well
But
yet.
the tough thing is, like, there was a basis for that. Like, we've all seen The West Wing. We've all seen, like, a White House show.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah,
to turn it
yeah,
on its
yeah.
head is funny. No one knows Space Force, like I said, is on the surface funny. Like, just the idea of it is
Yeah.
hilarious.
The words are funny. Space Force.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, of how they're going to execute. And
I think
Cameron, I share your concerns.
I'm going to naturally be disappointed because it isn't The Office set in space. Right? Like, I'm going to want Steve Carell to be Michael Scott. And he's not going to be.
That's what we all hope is as The Office with this absurd setting, right?
Right.
But
Basically, Michael Scott worked his way into the
knowing
politics.
enough about watching Steve Carell acting roles over the years and comedic acting roles, Bruce Almighty and others, like it's just kind of going, I just think it's going to be tough. I mean, you ever see The Wire? Like I saw The Wire like first, and then like to see some of those characters appear in other shows was jarring, right? Because they were such iconic characters and they're like branded as such. And then, to see them try to be like an actor to do other things, you're just kind of like, no, I don't believe this because you're Omar. I mean, like, sorry,
You've really thought about this. I'm sorry for the nerves it's caused you.
Yeah. It's an issue. As much as Jesse has been thinking about how James Corden ripped him off at Space Camp, I've been thinking about how this show, just don't do it. Anyway.
I'm just thinking about Bruce. Bruce Heads. Bruce Heads. Find me on Twitter, Bruce Heads. I know you're out there listening too. I love you
A long
guys.
night of pacing around my study, throwing random bottles of brandy into my hearth in a rage, shouting the words Corden into the night sky. So I know how you feel, Cameron. It's been a long night.
Hey, in case you missed it this week, our friend John Crist and a fellow comedian Trey Kennedy kind of went viral with a video imagining what it would be like if Bible characters had iPhones. In the video, they're both dressed in ancient roby garb, like if your church was putting on a Bible play, looking at their iPhones while discussing recent social media activity by well-known biblical figures. Here's a clip.
Bro, I just got a Venmo request from Judas. Dude, Jesus just got a blue check mark. How did he get verified? He only has 12 followers. I have way more than that.
Dude, David is liking and commenting on every one of Bathsheba's spring break pics.
What's he doing? I thought he was supposed to be at war.
I don't know, dude.
Also, what?
Yeah, what?
Okay. We can't do that. Dude, I'm on Facebook Marketplace right now. Look at this. Joseph's brothers are selling him.
Can you do that? Oh, Joe, he's just going on and on. He said he lost everything.
Probably going to get a Kickstarter up soon. Bro, I was talking to Mary and Joseph last week. They're trying to price line a hotel in Bethlehem. Couldn't find anything. They ended up having to like Airbnb some like rustic barn, dude. Brutal.
I saw that video at his show in October when I went to the show, and I laughed so hard. I think that is so funny.
They did, in between each of the sets of comedians or whatever, they did little video clips and stuff, and this was one of them. And it was like...
And Trey was at the show I was at, so they like bantered about it afterwards. It was just... He and John together, individually, they're so funny, and together they're just like magic. It's my favorite.
Hey, listen, coming up on the weather pod, what's it like in San Antonio today? Never been there, but I'm going to blindly guess. Stay tuned. Blustery day.
We're looking at a low of 32 and a high of 71. Seems reasonable.
I would also like to announce my new line of WeatherPod merch, which is zip off clothing. It's, you can just zip sleeves off. There's a lot of zipping going on for my wide ranging temperature predictions. Cameron, you would not be in the position you are now if you bought some of my weather merch. I could just make that a crop top with one zip and just cool your whole midsection.
You're zipping horizontally.
Yours are circular zippers.
I got creative.
You got some horizontal
zippers with the
zippers.
zips. Got creative with. So now you have.
Listen, that's not the worst idea. There are some girls who would love that.
Because now you have a very airy crop top, and if it starts getting cold again, a scarf. So I mean, it's
hey, when we go to Montana, I have a pair of pants that zip at the knees and turn into shorts because
I don't know why
the
those
temperature
are
range.
I don't know why more clothing don't have those options.
I mean, you're not talking like breakaway snap pants where you remove the pant. You're talking there's just a portion of this article of clothing I want to remove. I need some airflow here. So let me like unzip around that area.
You want selective breakaway.
Right.
Like,
No, zips. It's called
this is
zippers.
Like nanotechnology you're talking about. This is very complicated.
It's like parachute pants, but but all of your articles of clothing are like, I'm with you, Jesse. I like it. I think
sure
zippers.
there are those where you can go short sleeve to long sleeve. It's just going from regular shirt to a midriff shirt is fancy, Jesse.
Yeah. I have an Africa shirt. The shirt that I got when I went to Africa. It's one of those air wicking or moisture wicking ones, and it does the sleeves go from long to short. That's true. You can do that pretty easily.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
like
I think that's a
like a
thing.
safari shirt. Now they don't zip off. You like roll them up and then you can like snap it,
Yeah.
But yeah. When you travel to areas with extreme climates, to Jesse's point, you got to have adaptable clothing. You go to
That's right.
Montana, you go to Africa, you got to have clothing, go hot, cold, dress it
Jesse,
up, dress it
on your
down.
weather podcast, do you tell us how to dress as well?
Yeah, it's just what should you wear today, and it's basically a way for me to hawk my my zip apparel that I've invested a lot in. It's very Belichickian. It's just randomly placed zippers so that the sleeves are
Belichickian.
Yeah, like Bill Belichick, it looks like he closes his eyes. It looks like he gets a box of NFL apparel at triple XL sizes and closes his eyes and just starts cutting. Just sticks his hand in the box and starts cutting. And that's how his hoodies are. They're going to be randomly placed zippers, but I'm okay with it.
Couldn't you incorporate like blind technology into clothing where you like pull the like tassels on your sweatshirt or something, and it hikes it up like you do with window blinds.
Window blind.
You just like turn it into a midriff like that.
That's a good idea.
You can go as high or low as you need. It depends on how far you pull.
So you're suggesting every piece has an accordion like technology in it.
Inside of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
On the
brilliant,
sleeves,
actually, Huck.
around the neck for your waistband. You could even do it in pants for shorts.
I mean, in the travel catalogs, they sell like hoodies and stuff that have like all these hidden things about it. Like the hood inflates and turns into a neck pillow, or like the hood you can pull it over and now there's an eye mask underneath it, and you can put your tech in it and whatever. Yeah. I like this. Just add the accordion thing, because if you're traveling, it might be chilly on the plane. You get there, it's a little warm. You just pull that thing up. You got a midriff. I like it.
It's gonna add a circular bulge to your body. Is no one concerned about that part?
Listen, you wear this for utility reasons, not for fashion reasons. No one said this was fashion.
They're not going to be wearing it on the runway.
You're going to look like a ridiculous person from a horrible future that never happened.
I don't know if you keep up on the streetwear beat, but the trend in fashion is going back to the baggy 90s stuff, where
Bulky.
Oversized, bulky hoodies, pants, the whole thing. Bulk it up. You can hide a lot of accordions in bulky clothes. I like it.
It's true.
That's right.
This comes up a lot when I fly to Orlando down to see you guys. It's usually colder here than it's going to be in Florida. I would say low in Florida is probably like 12, high is 90 or so. So I know. So I go down there and I'm like I'm like wearing a jacket and a sweatshirt or something here, and then when I get to Florida, I'm way too hot. No more. Not with my accordion clothing line.
Well, listen. I mean, your window dressing solution got me thinking about the Venetian blind implication. So all of a sudden, I'm wearing just a regular shirt. Get a little hot, need to air it out. I turn a little, bar,
gills.
and all of a sudden, my whole shirt opens up into vertical slats, and I'm basically wearing like 30 neckties at that point to air it out and close it later. It's great. This is incredible technology.
This has become a very gender not friendly show because a woman cannot wear that shirt.
It's true. We could adapt
for the
it.
beach. It's for the beach. It's for the beach, obviously.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear.
I want that
I will
shirt.
say this though. You don't want to hear about my swimwear line. Still working out some kinks, and we've had some bad test products go out that ended disastrously. So,
depending on which country you're in, it's not necessarily going to be legal in but we're working on it. We have a powerful lobbying organization that is working with governments all over the world so that we can go international.
Yeah,
with this line.
Yeah. My swimwear line. It's like, okay, either that is someone on Coney Island in 1920 or an old timey trapeze artist. Like that's the look we're going for.
Yeah. Bring it back. Everything comes back. That is one fashion trend that never came back. I think it's long overdue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
Hey, lastly, in case you missed it, this week, X-Men's Beast announced Beast will be playing J.R.R. Tolkien in a new biopic. Fox Searchlight.
Nicholas Hoult, is that his name?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Nicholas
Fox
Hoult.
Searchlight has cast Nicholas Hoult, best known for his roles as in the superhero franchise, as well as Mad Max: Fury Road, as the famed Christian author of Lord of the Rings. and a lot of other books. Along with acting, Holt has been an advocate for causes that help children and organizations involved in poverty relief, including Christian Aid. The movie releases in May. There you go.
Okay.
See, now that's what you do. You know, you're Beast. You're in Mad Max. Yep. You don't want to be seen. Now you go J.R.R. Tolkien. That's what Steve Carell. See, he's staying too close to home, so he's having to just I'm worried.
It's called diversifying your portfolio. You need to make sure that
it's called launching a weather pod at the same time you have this new Venetian blind powered clothing. It's it's a portfolio that has tons of terrible investments of time and money.
I wish somebody would go through the 700 episodes that we've done, and if somebody could document all of Jesse's side business ideas, his inventions
or realities.
Somebody will do that.
Yeah.
Jesse and I were working on a slice yesterday. We were working on a slice. PureFlix is working on this movie about Planned Parenthood, and I was reading quotes from some of the cast, and I won't say the name of the actor. I don't want to shame the guy, but he gave the quote he gave to a person who was there on set covering the film. He was like, this is a direct quote. This is my 4th pro-life movie in 2 years. So God has me where He wants me. And I was like, I don't know if there's 4 pro-life movies
ever.
I don't know if there's material for 4 movies in that subject, and you've been in 4 of them.
And all of them, right?
Maybe you need a new agent, kid. Like that just
funny.
says that your agent's just like only knows one person in Hollywood, and this person in Hollywood's got one idea for a movie.
And that person is the owner of PureFlix.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, well, that'll do it for In Case You Missed It. Stay tuned. Up next, Jenn Johnson joins us.
Swam into the river, lying on my back, shutting down my system, let the wires fall back. I am not a spiritual kind of man, but you come close for me, there's a hope come back.
You're listening to Lengths. The song is Spiritual Man. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Broods with Everything Goes. Wow. Well, this week's episode is brought to you by Quip, a better electric toothbrush that can help with our oral health. 75% of us use old, worn-out bristles that are ineffective. But with Quip, brush heads are automatically delivered on a dentist-recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5. A friendly reminder when it's time for a refresh and to stay committed to your oral health. Quip is one of the first electric toothbrushes accepted by the ADA, and they're backed by over 25,000 dental professionals, and they have thousands of verified 5-star reviews. I use Quip, actually, and I love it. Not only is it great that they send you inexpensive refills, but the electric toothbrush itself looks like sleek and like a Apple product, basically, in your bathroom. It's awesome. There are over 1 million happy, healthy mouths just like me. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/relevant right now, you can get your first refill pack for free. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/relevant. Go do it. Well, Jenn Johnson is one of the primary voices of the Bethel Music Worship Collective, and they just released their brand new album, Victory, today, January 25th. We recently spoke with Jenn about some of the album's standout tracks and why the idea of declaring victory is so important. Here is Jenn Johnson.
I want to start with Goodness of God. I'm told that this song, which you feature very prominently on, comes from a personal story for you and your family that has to do with your experience with adoption. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes. So we were not planning to adopt at all. And a couple years ago, we were watching the show, and out of the blue, the Lord spoke to us and said, I have this for you if you want it. And our instant answer was, Darlene Check had this message she spoke to our whole team right before that with the word Hanani. And it means my answer is yes before you even ask. And it just was like heaven's request of I have this if you want it. And our answer of my answer is yes before you even ask. It just smashed and made perfect, unperfect sense. So, it if you looked at it from a natural standpoint, it looked very crazy to add a baby to everything that was happening in our lives because we were beyond full. Our cup was running over, but it was incredible. He's just what completed our family, and he became this gift, and he's just so cute, and he's an easy baby. And anyway, we got to be there when he was born, and they put him straight into our arms from the birth mom, and we were just a mess, and we will never recover because he's everything. And so we got home from adopting him, and our other 3 kids are just smitten, and we're just in this euphoric state. And I was driving out this country road, and I just started singing my heart to the Lord. But sometimes you do, and you turn the phone on to record it, and sometimes you don't. But I just felt like I was getting a song that needed to be recorded. And so I just turned my phone on, and I just sang as I drove out this country road. And I honestly wrote about 80% of the song on that drive. And then my friends helped me, Jason Ingram and Ben Fielding from Hillsong, they helped me to finish it. But so that's the story. It just was just my song to the Lord, my song.
Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me.
You and your husband also give a rendition of the song "Living Hope" on this album, and people have probably heard the song before, and maybe heard the lyrics before. So I'm wondering, when you approach a song like that might be familiar to people, what do you hope to add or deliver or surprise people with in this new version?
I love hearing other people sing other people's songs. Like I remember when John Mark McMillan wrote "How He Loves," and it was just so stunning and beautiful. And then I heard Kim Walker lead it, and it was like the song became entirely different in not a better way, but just a stunning way. Like they were both just such powerful representations of the song. And so I love that. I think when someone sings a song that they just believe every word of it, you just get a different impact. So, we like to encourage our whole team to lead everyone else's songs. If you listen to our Bethel church services, we sing songs from like all the movements. We don't just sing our own songs, because we really have a global worship community perspective of we want to be connected to what God's doing all over the world and leading those songs and not just stuck in our own world. And so, I really love hearing other people sing other people's songs, especially from other movements, because it's just this global cross-pollination of what God's doing. And it really is incredible in the services.
Also, it reminds me of another song on the album too, when we talk about repurposing and delivering something new. Molly Skaggs has a cover of Johnny Cash's Ain't No Grave on this album.
She is an animal.
That had me so fired up. I want everyone to hear it. Can you just like help me like hype this song up? It's so good.
So, something that Bethel Music is known for is doing whatever the heck we want. We will never be put in a box. And, we'll do a lullaby album and then we'll do a rap album. You just never know. We are just so hungry to be doing what God is on and breaking all the boxes. And so for us, this style, it just was what we want to listen to. And, that Americana sound, we love that the most. And we were like, why wouldn't we put out something that had the sound, the grit of actually the stuff that we love to listen to, And it's easy to fit in the box, but we just felt like, man, we should probably put out something that we would listen to ourselves,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
With our other stuff, but she is we've known Molly for forever, and she is just the most pure-hearted. I mean, she is a good soul, that girl. And so when we heard her rendition of that song, I mean, our whole team lost our minds because it was so true. It was so authentic, and you could feel history. Like, you could feel the authenticity and the connectedness of her singing that song. It just has believability,
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. It added a whole other narrative to it that it was, again, like not better than Cash. How dare we step on Johnny Cash? But it was almost like hearing just a different song entirely.
Absolutely, I agree. And again, it's someone else singing someone else's song, and you just feel it and you sense it differently because it's coming through their life filter. And I think that, what gives someone authority, anyone can sing a song, but when you mean every word, when God has proven himself to you in those lyrics, you sing it from a different place of authority, and people receive it from a different place.
That was Jenn Johnson. Make sure to check out Bethel Music's new album, Victory. It's out today.
All my pessimistic keeps me in a cage. All my head is twisted, keeps me spinning around for days. Exorcism, pessimism has arisen. There's no reason, really treason to myself, so silly. So perfect, so why do I look for curtains? Uncertain, but certainly false alarms alerting. A burden and beautiful times a garden snake. Won't wipe me, but frightens me like I know I'm 8. I know I ain't, I know it ain't. Harmony, how many days of amazing will it be before it phases? And I say I told you so. Summer be buzzing, some will be hovering over nothing. All of a sudden it's falling, it's over though. Come with me, calming me down. Be chamomile, calamine lotion, camel motion, hopping on the flow. Tumble, we wanna leave.
You're listening to James Blake. The song is Where's the Catch? It's featuring Andre 3000. If I'm an artist, or I should say if I'm a rapper, I would never put Andre 3000 on one of my tracks. He steals it. Anytime he puts a verse down on a song, he just like takes the song to another level, and it makes you as an artist look worse. So just my little tip. Don't hire Andre 3000 to guest spot on your song. Well, this episode is also brought to you by Blinkist. Blinkist is an app that lets you read the key lessons from more than 2,500 nonfiction books in 15 minutes or fewer. It's the new year. A lot of us have committed to reading more, or we're wanting to read a lot more nonfiction and kind of improve our lives and our knowledge in a lot of ways. But it's tough to dive into too many books or all the books that you want to. That's where Blinkist comes in. Blinkist is the only app that takes the best key takeaways, the need-to-know information from thousands of nonfiction books, and condenses them down to just 15-minute chunks so you can read them or listen to it. Blinkist is made for busy people like you who want to get the main points of the books quickly without reading the entire book. With an audio feature, Blinkist makes it so easy to finish 4 books a day while you're on the go. 8 million people are using Blinkist right now. It has a massive and growing library from self-help, business, health to history books. Right now, I'm actually reading The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. Last week, I finished Start with Why by Simon Sinek, and I finished the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. You know, some classics that I just never got around to. It's great. Right now, for a limited time, Blinkist has a special offer just for Relevant podcast listeners. You can go to Blinkist.com/relevant to start your free 7-day trial. That's Blinkist.com/relevant to start your free 7-day trial. Blinkist.com/relevant. Okay, it's time for your feedback. Last week, it was one of the lowlights of the podcast. We played a clip of a pastor trying to be hip with the young people and doing a little rap about God's plan, riffing on Drake, and then doing a little weird shimmy dance. And it's just the most cringy thing. In fact, we've seen tweets from you guys saying that that episode of the podcast has absolutely ruined the phrase God's plan for you. And we're sorry for the impact that had on your spiritual walk.
Sorry, not sorry.
Well, I got us thinking about, what is your cringiest pastor story or experience? You guys did not disappoint. You hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcasting. You posted your longer ones on the episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Here's a few of our favorites.
All right. Well, this one is from CJ, and CJ tells the story of a pastor who, got good response to a joke and just kept going, and then it goes off the rails. He said they had a visiting pastor speaking, and when he was preaching, he talked about the glory of heaven, and he said they first got a chuckle when he said him and his pastor planned on meeting at the Eastern Gate when they both got to heaven. Like, oh, they've already got a meeting place in heaven planned. And so anyway, this visiting pastor just got his confidence up about making jokes that aren't really that great of jokes. And he said, we should all give a clap of worship. We all got 2 hands. He then paused and made eye contact with the man on the front row and said, unless you've only got 1 hand.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
On the front row.
Oh, no.
On the front row. And this is the words of CJ. On the front row is a deacon who is one-armed. He calls him a one-armed deacon. Thankfully, the guy is relatively good natured. But what are the odds that the one day the visiting pastor comes in and decides to make a joke about everyone having 2 hands? On the front row is a guy that has 1 arm.
And he's a deacon at the church.
He probably did, you could have avoided this. Is my zip-off technology that would have made it clear that you're not just have a sleeve there. It's, but
I don't know if you saw this one because it just came in. Tim Cox tweeted that the preacher was talking about defending our faith with the Bible. And he said he lives by one rule. When in doubt, whip it out.
Oh, no.
And the youth group just vibrated, trying not to laugh.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, along that same vein, Jeremy tweeted that he was giving a talk to high schoolers in 2012, and he was talking about how they need to be aware of media and the way it shapes who they are. And then he read the lyrics to Flo Rida's Whistle. Like,
what?
No.
Why?
He read those lyrics to them.
Yeah, well, I had a similar experience back in college when what they called the first lady of the university, Lindsay Roberts, who was
Richard Roberts.
Richard Roberts. They had a very interesting power structure there at the time that was in no way based on nepotism. Who happened to be Oral Roberts' daughter-in-law. She at the time had like high school students, and she made them come to a chapel. And here's my theory, that she found some of her late high school daughters' music and didn't want to confront them in the home. So she made a whole chapel service that was basically directed at her own children, but we all had to sit through, where she did the same thing. She read us lyrics, listen to this, to this guy, J.A. Rule, that kids are listening to.
Ja Rule.
Oh, man.
I don't know if you saw this one. Jeremy Brown said at the end of youth service, the pastor called up his sister and her boyfriend, who is one of the youth leaders and also quite a bit older, and told them in front of everybody to publicly repent of their sexual immorality.
Oh,
And Jeremy was the sound guy and had no warning that this was going to happen to his sister and the youth leader. And he had to sit through it. And he's running the soundboard.
Oh man,
Wow. That's pretty bad.
I like this one from Little Mel on Twitter. I also like her Twitter name, Little Mel. She tells the story of a really passive aggressive senior pastor. This is at the church where her husband was the youth pastor. The senior pastor from the pulpit would, look at some of the what she says the rougher edges around newer guests to the church and would announce on a regular basis, "We'll get people saved, then teach them how to dress."
Oh my goodness. Where's that in the Bible?
I know.
Who cares?
That's some of these that I'm seeing. They're kind of.
I like zippers. I'm sorry. The sanctuary is a little chilly, and then it's warm
we'll give them their
outside.
accordian shirt.
It's the fashion trend sweeping the nation.
Come on, Pastor.
What
Who
are you
cares if
expecting
it's a
them to
little
do?
bulky in the midriff? There's an accordion in my jacket. Gosh.
You guys kept the temperature at an even degrees, and then people wouldn't have to worry about it. But
from week to week, I don't know if it's going to be 40 or 60 in the sanctuary. I got to dress for all the temperature ranges.
Ryan says a couple in our church didn't normally attend midweek gatherings because of their work schedule, but they attended one night after a funeral. So the pastor commented from the pulpit.
Why did you laugh about that?
Because the pastor commented that they should attend more funerals so they might be able to make it to more Wednesday night services. These pastors throwing shade, man.
Gosh.
Yeah, Katie said that at the church she used to attend, the pastor got flustered and stopped mid-sermon and asked a high school couple in the front row to stop holding hands. Like, what are these pastors doing?
Yeah.
I mean, these kids are good kids. They're sitting on the front row at church. I mean, it's like, calm down. Pick other battles. I mean, if you're going to call people out, there's a whole back row back there of sinners that you can target, you know?
Yeah, you should be hand holding. Why is that a big deal? You know, they're leaving room for the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, and they're sitting on the front row. It's all in the light. It's not hidden. It's not secret hand holding.
This is at the back of the church. This is at the back of the church van on the way to camp here. You're in the front row. Like, we don't need a hand check in the middle of the sermon.
It's the good kids. All right. Well, there's a lot more where that came from. You should go read them. Unless you don't want to be disillusioned by the modern church, then don't read them. Okay, it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week.
Well, earlier in the show, we got talking about weather. We would like to know for this week's question of the week, what's the weather where you are? No, I'm kidding. Don't do that.
No,
unless you have an answer.
Don't do that.
No, we're only kidding unless you got a good one.
Unless you really do have some weather.
72 and cloudy. It's the end of January, or getting to be the end of January, and we have a follow-up. I'm not great at follow-ups. I'm usually we're just on to the next, right? Checking in, making sure that things are going well. Not my jam. You know, I'm on to the next thing. But we have a follow-up for you all. A few weeks ago, we asked you about New Year's resolutions. We want to know how you're doing. How are your New Year's resolutions going? Have you quit? Have you broken through the wall and you're thriving and you're so glad you embraced this change? Or how's it going with your New Year's resolution? That's what we want to know this week. Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, or you can write your longer takes on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. I personally, I'm not good at, I like waiting to do, everybody's doing it January 1. I'm going to wait till mid-January to I just kind of want to see how everybody else is going and then, pick my lane, jump in,
Is that like out of a contrarian design? Like, I don't want to be part of the sheep who just march into the gym Jan 1 or...
Can I be honest with you? Self-reflection? I think so. Like when the media, I just said that one case in point that comes to mind about Relevant, media was all about the earthquake in Haiti, right? And a lot of organizations were raising money and giving to the earthquake in Haiti back in 2010. I forget when the devastating earthquake was. And we didn't cover it. We wanted to wait until it was out of the news cycle to go then. Here's now when the heavy lifting starts, when it's not, just kind of buzzy and trendy to care about this thing. What happens when the news trucks leave? So then we went 6 months later, ended up doing a cover story on it about how to really help partner and rebuild Haiti, right? Like, I don't want to do it when it's cool. I want to do it when it's not cool. Same thing in the mid-2000s.
You want to do it when you think it's cooler. Not when it's not cool.
When it's authentic.
Well, authentic, right? So it's not just a trendy thing that we're all hashtagging. You know what I mean? When it's like, okay, now everybody else forgot about it. Now, what about the real people who are there? We did the same thing with like justice issues in the mid 2000s with Relevant, with like Africa and stuff. It was like super trendy. Everybody's talking about Africa in the early 2000s in the Christian community. Bono's like recruiting Christian artists to do stuff. We didn't cover it. We waited till 5 years later when nobody was talking about it anymore.
I have a piece hitting the web this week that people can check out. It's report : Donald Trump is now president of the United States. It's I've been sitting on this scoop.
So no, this is honestly true. So I two things happened in the last week. One, I read this didn't happen last week. I read this a few weeks ago, but Annie's last word in the current issue of Relevant, she wrote about journaling. And then last week, Annie and I got to hang out with our friend Bob Goff. And then the next day I got a chance to have a conversation with Bob for our podcast. And I was asking Bob for like, you know, he's turning 60 this year. He's 20 years older than me. What advice do I need? Like, what do I need to know? What do I not know? And he told me, you got to write stuff down, man. You got to write stuff down. Like what the stuff that God's working out in you, the questions you have, the fears, the everything. You got to write stuff down. I'm not a journaler. I'm not a chronicler. I'm just like on to the next. And so this week I started the discipline of journaling and writing things down and kind of praying through stuff with the Lord. Yesterday I journaled 15 pages.
Wow.
Like something's clicked in me. And who knows where I'll be in a month or 2 or 5. But I mean, like right now, Annie, reading your piece and the power of that, like it really challenged me, and to like do something different than I normally would, because I want a different life and a different result. And so I want to embrace some new practices in my spiritual walk. And I've been journaling now. Who knew?
15 pages. That's a lot of words, man.
God and I worked through some stuff last night.
I had a 15-page entry about a venture I'm doing, and the title of it was R&D Update, Real Research and Development. Horrific wardrobe malfunction today. Business in jeopardy. Page 1.
Bob was like, write down just like 5 words at a time, just little thoughts throughout the day, you know? And he said that he emails them to himself from his phone. Like he'll just like, something will occur to him, or somebody tells him a story, or he learned something, you know, he'll put little 5 words and he'll email them to himself. And then he said he will gather all the emails and put them into a document that's now
he has them all day long. So he sends himself 20-ish emails every day with just like 5 words of a story he don't want to forget, or something he saw, or something he's thinking about. And then go ahead, Cameron. Then he compiles them.
Yeah. And he said that it's gotten up to like 200,000 words in this Word document. And so now Word is glitching because the document's too big. But I mean, it's his, you know, that's how his brain works. For me, it was like, obviously very different. And as I've been doing this for about a week now, like, I don't know how you're supposed to journal. Annie, you got any tips? You wrote a whole thing about it.
You're doing it. There is no how you're supposed to journal. It's pen to paper. So what you're doing is right, and what Jesse's doing with his R&D journal is right.
I'm afraid mine might implicate me in a crime. Like, I don't know if it can be subpoenaed, because
I promise you my journals would implicate
Jesse,
me.
I would be careful, because if the office taught us anything, when Jan they subpoenaed his diary and Michael Scott's diary, and read it at the deposition.
Well, there are random musings and thoughts that could lock me up in the deepest, darkest prison on this earth. So I hope they remain private, because it's unfiltered. It is unfiltered.
Annie, when you journal, do you ever think like somebody else's eyes might be on this one day, or you might want somebody else's eyes, like a spouse or a child or whatever, like to show them like part of the journey you went through? Do you write thinking somebody might read it?
No. And in fact, most of my friends here in Nashville are very aware that if something ever happened to me, I don't want my journals publicly seen, or that I have my container of them has like a note on it that says, when I die, burn these. Like they are not public at all. And so, and I mean, the other difference here is that and we all do it too. We write stuff all the time. So there's plenty of public words that are vulnerable for me that my children and grandchildren can read. My journal is not that.
Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't writing for audience. I just was wondering because Bob, one of the things he said to me was, write this stuff down because it will affect your grandkids. Like your grandkids will want to know your journey and your story and your fears and your struggles and your triumphs and all these things, the things that like they can learn from your example. And if you don't document what you went through, how would they know? And I was thinking, well, that just means your grandkids are going to be reading your deepest, darkest.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's not what they're for. Yeah.
When I was little, for a little bit, I kept a dummy journal, like a decoy, in case my parents found it.
You're brilliant.
It was all my like good stuff, like the like
woke
Bible
up at 5
studies
a.m. to pray again. Yeah.
And then my darker stuff, like the stuff, like high school, you have some dark thoughts, and those went into the real journal that I kept hidden in a much less obvious spot.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, question of the week, we want to know how your New Year's resolutions are going. Hit us up. I'm curious. Well, thanks to Jenn Johnson for joining us today. Make sure to check out Bethel Music's newest album. It's called Victory. It's out today. You don't want to miss it. Also, you can follow her on Twitter at Jenn Johnson 20. Don't follow the first 19. Start with 20.
Right.
No, I understand 20 if I haven't seen 1 through 19.
So you're saying follow all 20.
So that you can better understand Jenn Johnson 20.
Interesting. Thanks to Blinkist for making the episode possible. Remember, you can go to Blinkist.com/relevant to start your free 7-day trial. That's BLINKIST.com/relevant to start your free 7-day trial. Also, thanks to Quip for making this episode possible. Remember, Quip starts at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/relevant right now, you can get your first refill pack for free. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/relevant. Hey, if you like the show, go over to iTunes and rate it and leave a little review for us. There are a couple thousand there, and we love seeing the feedback. Jesse, you keep your eye on the buzz, the pulse, the scuttlebutt. What are people saying?
I do.
On iTunes.
This is a 5-star review.
Love those.
And
Love
this one,
those.
it is not fake news. Yes, the Relevant podcast is like candy for the ears. It's fun, not fake, vulnerable, and informational. I like all of those adjectives. So if you want to discover the world around you, look no further than here. I, as someone who has gotten candy stuck in their ears, did not appreciate the analogy of candy for the ears, but I do appreciate the implications of it. So I didn't appreciate the flashback, the trauma.
I wonder how many ER doctors have had to remove ear candy from ambitious children.
Yeah. It was a Skittle, and I was saving it for later if you have to ask.
If you have to know.
All right. Well, then we'll wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Tyler Huckabee.
And I'm Annie F. Downs.
We will see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everyone.
'Cause you know, so take it real slow, baby. You know, that everything goes better. Wow. So you know, so take it real slow, baby. You know, that everything goes better. Wow.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Full circle comes around. Don't feel the underground. 'Cause you know, so take it real slow, baby. You know, everything goes better. Wow. So you know.
Coming up on the Weather Pod, what's it like in San Antonio today? Never been there, but I'm going to blindly guess.
Relevant Podcast Network.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.